Hi, my name is Marcelino Huxon, and in this video I will be presenting my pragmatic theory of jokes. It is a theory still in development, but I will present my advancements. According to my theory, there are three necessary conditions of every joke. First, every joke always involves a rational agent. Second, say the agent always does something absurd and that surprises. And third, at least one of the expressions in the joke, when it's reinterpreted, it explains the absurd actions. So right now I will go and explain each of these conditions. First condition, there is always a rational agent involved in a joke. I will defend this condition with the following argument. Every joke is either a story or a pun. If it is a story, then by the definition of story, it involves characters. And as we know, characters always are rational agents. For example, if it's a story about animals or chairs, to be a story, those things have to behave like humans, like rational agents. If the joke is not a story but a pun, then the joke involves whoever is telling it, and whoever is telling it is a rational agent. Therefore, every joke involves a rational agent. Second condition, the rational agent is a clown. One of the rational agents involved in the joke, it does something absurd. An absurd action is an action that implies reason contrary to those who one will comfort to the agent. For example, if I see someone trying to open a door and afterward setting it in fire, I will say that's an absurd action, because I don't see no reason for setting it in fire. He can't pass through it if it's on fire. Well, that's what surprises in a joke, the absurd action, because every absurd action is unexpected. Third and last condition. The mere absurd action is not sufficient to make us laugh. You know, we have the normal expression of understand a joke. We must understand the absurd action. And when we understand the absurd action, we understand the joke. Understanding is explain the joke, find reasons for the absurd action to happen. Now I will leave three versions of a story for you to choose which one is a joke. I will not be reading it, so you can't say how I mention it or pronounce it that make it funny or not. I will just leave it. Well, what I find out is that people tend to identify the first version of the story as a joke, the second version as something near a joke, maybe a joke. Some of the people identify it as a joke, but the third version, no one identifies as a joke. Why is that? I sustain that the first version meet the three conditions that I state in the beginning of the video. The second version meet only two of the conditions, and the third version meets none. We see in the first version that the colonel is scolding Johnson. Johnson is the rational agent involved. That is a clown, because Johnson does something that is absurd. Johnson says thank you when the colonel is scolding him. Normally we don't thank scolding. That's not the way it works. So at first it is absurd, But there is also an explanation. Johnson was well camouflaged in the test. That's why the colonel didn't saw him. And that's why Johnson think that that if the colonel didn't saw him, it's a compliment he's receiving right now. The second version we see there is an absurd 2 plus 2 is 5, but there's no explanation for it. And the third version doesn't even have anything absurd in it. In conclusion, I consider that the three conditions I gave at the beginning are necessary and sufficient for something to be a joke. That means that every joke meets those conditions and that anything that meets those conditions is a joke, even if it's a bad joke. This research is not finished. I support these conclusions with other evidence, but due to time and the format of the video, this is just an introduction. Many thanks.